Etsy may have just given us one of the biggest hints yet about the future of Etsy search, not because they've announced a major algorithm update, but because buried inside a new article from Etsy's engineering team was this sentence: "We need to surface products that align with the buyer's preferences, even when those details are not explicitly stated." If Etsy understands what buyers mean, not just what they type, that could have huge implications for how we think about keywords, SEO, and getting found in search and on Etsy. And now, before these sensational headlines start telling everyone that Etsy search has completely changed again, let's be realistic. Etsy search is made up of lots of different systems all working together. One new piece of technology or one new algorithm doesn't suddenly make bestsellers disappear overnight, but understanding where Etsy is heading may give us that small advantage over competitors who are still using yesterday's SEO. Now, if this was the first time Etsy had talked about understanding buyer intent, I'd have probably ignored it. But it isn't. For years, Josh Silverman had talked about understanding what buyers mean rather than simply what they type. Then, with the new title guidelines and AI title helper, Etsy was pushing for shorter, clearer titles. And earlier this year, Etsy told us they were using large language models to understand semantic relevance. They showed us systems designed to understand visual similarity between products, and now they're talking about identifying the details that make one product more relevant to a buyer than another. Individually, none of these announcements change Etsy overnight, but together, this could be painting a picture of where Etsy is heading, and it may change how we think about keyword research in the future. Now, I'm simplifying things here. Etsy search is incredibly complex, and Etsy's not said that keywords no longer matter. They absolutely still do. But reading through these engineering articles, I think Etsy's increasingly trying to understand something deeper than just keywords alone. So if that's the direction Etsy appears to be moving, what does that actually look like in practice? Let's imagine that I search for a necklace. Under the old way of thinking about SEO, success is often about matching as many searches as possible. So a seller might try and target necklace, gift for her, jewelry gift, birthday gift for mum, personalized gift, gold jewelry. And the goal was simple: to show up in as many searches as possible. But now Etsy is increasingly trying to understand what a product actually is, who it's for, and why a buyer might love it. So let's compare two listings. One is trying to be a necklace, birthday gift, all those things that I just said, all at the same time. The other is a Hebrew name necklace. The second listing isn't necessarily better because it has fewer keywords. It's better because it's got clearer identity. Etsy can understand what it is. Buyers can understand what it is. The article states the margin structure also discourages reward hacking by construction. A generic keyword stuffed summary can't simultaneously raise the engaged listing similarity and lower the non-engaged. So it's not rewarded for exploiting the retriever's embedding space without grounding it in the listing. I don't think this is quite saying, it's quite a mouthful, I don't think it's quite saying that keyword stuffing is penalized, but the keyword stuffing might confuse the clarity. So perhaps more importantly, Etsy can't understand who it's for. I think that idea becomes even more interesting when we look at trends. Terms like cottagecore, dark academia, kawaii stationery, dopamine decor, and maximalist jewelry aren't really just keywords anymore. They describe styles, aesthetic communities, the kind of buyers who tend to like similar things. And if Etsy is increasingly trying to understand buyer taste, then these become more than just search terms. They help Etsy connect the right product with the right people. And again, I'm not saying Etsy has abandoned keywords. I think keywords really still matter, but Etsy may be moving from understanding words to understanding meaning. So what does this mean for you? I do not think it's a reason to go and rewrite every listing in your shop. We saw that last year when Etsy did the AI title helper, and some people dived in and changed everything and suffered for it. Etsy search uses lots of different factors, and if your listings are already performing well, then Etsy clearly understands them well enough just now. But what I think it means is we should start paying attention to how Etsy sees our products. One thing I find particularly interesting is that Etsy says these systems are being used to improve both search and recommendations. So instead of only asking what keywords should I target, we might also start asking what products does Etsy think are similar to mine? Coincidentally, eRank recently added a feature that can help with that. If you have Google Analytics connected, you can now see listings that sent traffic to your own listings through Etsy's recommendation system, things like the You May Also Like section. I actually suggested this feature because I was curious about exactly this question. What does Etsy think my products are related to, and where's my traffic coming from? And I think that question is becoming more important because if Etsy is trying to understand buyer taste, style, and intent, then understanding your niche becomes incredibly valuable. The more clearly Etsy can understand what your product is, who it's for, and what other products buyers tend to engage with alongside it, the easier it becomes to connect your listings with the right customer. To me, one of the biggest lessons from all these engineering articles is that having a clear identity may become more important than ever. Not because Etsy is punishing broad listings, but because a product that tries to appeal to everyone may simply be harder for Etsy to understand than a product with a clear audience, style, and purpose. Now, there is one concern, a big concern I have about this direction. If Etsy is learning from listings that buyers already engage with, does that make it harder for completely new ideas to break through? After all, recommendation systems have always had this problem. If a buyer keeps clicking on the same kind of products, then the system can end up recommending more of the same. Large language models do produce similar sounding blogs. Generative AIs produce very similar images, and honestly, I think it's a reasonable concern on Etsy. The challenge for Etsy is helping buyers discover things they already know they like, while helping them discover things they didn't know existed. Interestingly, this article doesn't seem to be pushing Etsy towards generic products. It is suggesting the opposite. The entire article is about helping Etsy understand what makes a product different from another, not what makes it the same. The engineers repeatedly talk about identifying the details that distinguish one listing from another. What makes a particular ceramic mug different from thousands of other ceramic mugs? What makes a product special? So I don't think the lesson is to become more generic. I think the lesson is to become easier to understand, to make it obvious who your products are for. But I won't lie, it is a concern how good this system is going to be. Now, before someone says, so keyword research is dead, I don't think so. I think keyword research may be more valuable than ever. The difference is that good keyword research isn't just helping us find words to put in our listing, it's helping us understand buyers. What are they interested in? How do they describe products? What styles are they drawn to? What communities and aesthetics already exist? The keywords are still important to understand a customer. If you discover that your audience loves books, coffee, and capybaras, that might inspire a completely new product idea for your t-shirts. The value isn't just in the keyword. The value is understanding the people behind the keyword. So when I read this article, I don't come away thinking Etsy's changed search again. I don't come away thinking everyone needs to rewrite their listings, and I definitely don't come away thinking keywords are dead. What I do come away thinking is that Etsy's given us clues about where search may be heading, towards understanding products and buyers more deeply, towards understanding what makes one product different from another. Keywords still matter, but perhaps the reason they matter is changing. They don't help us squeeze into more and more searches with more and more keyword stuffing, but because they help us understand how buyers think, how they describe products, what community, styles, and interests they belong to. If I was starting an Etsy shop today, I would spend less time thinking about how many searches I can appear in and more time asking, can Etsy clearly understand what this product is, who it's for, and why someone would love it? Because if the Etsy engineers are right and these systems continue to improve over the next few years, that may be one of the biggest competitive advantages a seller can have: a niche.